Peace, love, and about our here, y'all. What is good? It is ShyTheGemini returning for another amazing video. I'm gonna make this video pretty short and quick. It was two other subjects I wanted to talk about, but this was kind of last minute due to, I guess, obvious recent events. So I just found out, that the rapper Young Thug and Gunna are possibly being prosecuted for murder and other criminal activities. Okay. And that just really got me to thinking, because it's so much stuff that's going on in this world right now, to the point spirit not playing no more. Like spirit, God, whatever, the universe not playing no more. Okay. And I guess you can say this is like some type of prophetic message. Basically, this time is about evolving or dying, okay? And it don't even mean physical death, but basically now you have to have some type of self-awareness at this time right now, because spirit's not playing, okay? The reason why all this weird shit is happening is because the planet is getting new photons through we're moving through a new constellation, the constellation of Aquarius, and that group of constellations causing photons to hit the planet, thus causing the spiritual vibration of the planet to rise. So everything and every being on this planet has to fall suit, okay? The new evolution isn't Darwinism. It never was anyway. But the new revolution is elevating, okay, in consciousness, at least developing some type of self-awareness, okay? And spirit is saying that it'll give you a couple chances, a couple signs to have you to pay attention to some shit. But if you don't, there will be consequences. Now is the time to evolve out of the old lower vibrational ways into some new healing, some new energy, okay? And that new energy involves some self-awareness. And a lot of humans are struggling now, especially with depression and all this other stuff. And the fluffy fake ass spiritual community is still blaming it on eclipses and Mercury retrograde, when it's not even that. It's the fact that these energies are making you face your shit. But at the end of the day, I get it, so I can empathize, and I was there. But I am realizing there are a certain group of people that have the inner fortitude to actually face themselves. And at this point, the survival of the fittest is a spiritual thing. It's an internal thing. It's where your heart is. And in order to even access your heart the way you need to face yourself. So as I was saying in the beginning of the video, I was noticing everything that's happening with Young Thug right now. And I feel kind of bad. I do, because I actually do love Young Thug. But it's kind of reminding me of the Dolph situation. Like, as y'all know, I don't know if y'all know about this, but in Atlanta here, Young Thug's, the mother of his children was murdered about a couple months ago. Over something so petty and trivial. And I think my intuition is telling me that was probably his warning sign right there, or his wake-up call to do something. So I find it very funny how 2 months ago he literally lost the mother of his child, and then now he's in jail, probably facing serious charges. And I believe that was probably spirit's warning to be like, hey, you need to get something together. You need to look at something. You need to pay attention to something. And usually a lot of people are blinded. And I'm not shunning the material, because I love me some of the material, baby. I love the material world. I'm a spiritual girl in the material world, honey. So I get it. But it comes to a certain point where you have to have a balance between the unknown and the subconscious, and the things that you can't see, compared to the actual physical. And I think this is probably Young Thug's. I hope everything works out, but something is telling me that event that transpired with the mother of his child was a wake-up call for him. He didn't get the signs, as a result, you know, he's in this situation now. And now it's to the point, like, no type of self-awareness at all can really cost you your life. This is why I really had to, this is really kind of what helped me get over Dolph's death, because Dolph had chances to look at something within himself that possibly could have saved his life, but he chose to put his focus elsewhere instead of balancing what he needed to balance within himself. And I really had to come to terms with he's his own soul. It doesn't matter if, because I was beat myself up like, oh, well, if I would have said something to him, because I can do that to people. I can say things to people and it can really change the course of their timeline, because I will say I'm very memorable. And the things that I have to say is very important, and people can sense that. So I really had to get over the fact that, oh, I should have said this to him. Maybe things would have been different. But even if I would have, I felt like it wouldn't have made a difference. He had to really do the work on his own. And like I said, spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call the fifth element, whatever you want to call that omnipotent force, it gave him chances. And spirit will give you free will. And whatever you do with that free will, just know everything has consequences. Consequences can be positive or negative. It's about evolve or die. At least rise to some type of fourth dimensional consciousness, because third dimensional consciousness is dead. This is why the government is trying to fearmonger and put all this bullshit into the media and try to take rights away, because they feed off of you being here. They feed off of you participating and giving energy in your fear, and you actually playing their game. That's how they stay in power. But slowly people are losing their power, and people are slowly starting to wake up. And like I said, this is a spiritual warfare, okay, that's going on. I see it. And you have to also be conscious of when you have your light, more people are going to start coming for you now. I'm starting to notice this too. More people are going to start coming from you now. So you're going to have to up your protection. Just because you don't mess with nobody, you don't fuck with nobody, that don't mean nobody gonna fuck with you, okay? So the more aware you are of yourself, and the more that you constantly want to become the highest version of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and the brighter your light shines, the more people are going to be coming for you. Because the gang stalking is real. Most people aren't even in control of their bodies. Most people are hijacked by entities who are used to gang stalk you and fucking mess with you and fucking gaslight you to cipher energy, to cipher your life. So be very mindful of that. But now y'all should be doing some type of self-awareness. Y'all should be doing some type of healing. I'm not saying that you supposed to just reach enlightenment, and if you're not reaching enlightenment, you ain't shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that at least some type of self-awareness, some type of self-reflection, some type of consciousness of your actions while you're here on this plane is needed at this time, because Earth is evolving. Actually, Earth is really behind. Humanity is really behind due to the matrix or the systems that's in place, like with school and media and celebrities and work and capitalism and all that other stuff. That is what set us behind, because that is what we participate in every day, right? So when you're constantly working, where you're constantly on the go, where you're constantly chasing the bag, you have no time to sit and think, damn, what are the things that I value? Dang, did I really have a good childhood? Dang, why do I really do that? Why do I think about that? Like, why do I say things like that? Why do I feel things about myself? Why I am the way that I am? So basically, the universe, or whatever, the higher power, is giving humanity a wake-up call. And like I said, if you pay attention to the events that are occurring, because there are messages, especially with that Kevin Samuels stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was gonna make a video on Kevin Samuels. It's not gonna be how y'all think it is, because I do have mixed feelings about his death and things like that. But that was a warning sign. Like, the signs are screaming right now. And I'm to the point where I'm hyper aware, to the point I can really digest and dig into my brain and pick it. It's a constant everyday thing where I can really unlayer myself easily, no problem. And that's what's required now. So it's either evolve or die. You face your shit or die. You rise up or die. You know, you let your soul come forth at least in some type of way, or you perish or you die. So that's, I guess you can say, new age. That's new age evolution for humanity right now. And the spiritual journey will determine, or your spirit or your heart, the condition of your heart will determine whether you make this natural selection. Like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with physical. It ain't got nothing to do with, well, some of it is, you know, genetics. Genetics does play a role in, you know, the steps into your enlightenment and how far you can go in your enlightenment and what realms you can reach and what stages you can reach in your consciousness. But it's more so about the soul. Okay, so I really hope y'all doing the work. I hope y'all not out here blaming astrological placements for your lack of accountability, because we don't do that here. And I hope y'all are striving to become the best versions of yourselves, because that is what Earth is asking right now. Because it's time for a new Earth. It's time for some new shit. It's happening. It's occurring. I'm seeing it. And right now, at this current time, humanity is people who stuck in one version of the world, and there's another group of people who are elevating and who are participating in another version of this world, of a new Earth. Okay, it's like people living two different lives, but it's about frequency, it's about energy. This shit is real, and this is most certainly a spiritual war. So I hope y'all suited and booted. I hope y'all strapped up, keeping crystals on you, whatever you gotta do to whatever floats your boat, however you make your lemonade. But it's time, and Spirit has been very patient. Even this planet has been very patient with humanity. So it has to take drastic measures. So like I said, be conscious, be aware, do the work, even though it's hard. It's not even that hard. Just take a step, do the work. Be aware of your actions. Be aware of who you are. Don't just run on impulses. Don't just run on primitive instincts, because a lot of people do that. Evolve, or you're gone. Bye.